many alarms this triggered, but we had a structure, old barn here, catch fire. The manure pit actually caught fire. And man, I don't know, there must be, I don't know, 3 or 4 fire departments showed up. Didn't know exactly what we had, but they got it out. We had some foam buildup, which we haven't seen before, almost, I don't know, 12 inches of foam. On top of that foam, dust accumulated on top of that foam, and one of our hired hands were in there welding, and that dust on the foam caught fire. There was a few amount of animals in there. I don't know, there might have been, I don't know, 50 to 100 animals on the other side. They weren't affected at all, but it got really hot in there. It burnt out some fans on the end where the hogs weren't, which is crazy, but we must have, I don't know, used 8 to 10 fire extinguishers on it before the fire department showed up. Whew. Crazy. A sight you don't want to see, the last fire truck leaving. All right, the crew is here. Okay, a quick recap, a little bit what happened. Okay, this fire was in the manure pit of the barn. So this barn has a manure pit that's 8 feet deep with a concrete floor over top of that manure pit. And that foam buildup was down in the manure pit about 4 feet underneath the floor. And that's where the foam was building up, was on top of the liquid manure down in the manure pit. That foam built up, got a dust layer on top of that, and that's initially what caught fire when we started welding. It actually traveled down. We're welding down at the other end of the building here, and it came down and caught this end of the building on fire. When I got here, there was flames shooting out of this. This is pretty well charred. Took me, I think I used 4 fire extinguishers. Took 4 fire extinguishers just to put that out. But let's go in here. This side over here was all empty all the way down. You can see the mess in that corner. I think majority of that fire was from that fan, but what caught that, I don't really know. But you can see the amount of heat that it had on these end fans. All these fans, all those fans never stopped running. They were pumping air the whole time. The amount of heat that was in here was pretty warm. You can see that line, that white PVC line, that's a feed line. You can see how that's all sagging down. Same way you can see that conduit. All that electrical conduit up there, it's just sagging in between each clip that's about 3 feet apart. When those firefighters came in here, so they didn't, obviously we have not seen a fire like this before. Our hired hand was welding right back here on one of the fence posts right there, one of those end fence posts. And when he was welding, all of a sudden it was starting to get warm, and he realized that the floor, the ground underneath them, was literally on fire. He went out. At the same time, I was just coming across the drive in a tractor. I could see the heat coming out of those end fans. There's 6 fans down there. I could see the heat radiating out of those fans. I knew something was super hot. I came in here, over here at the door. I came in and looked, and when I looked down through here, I could see flames above the fencing. The fencing is about 34 inches, 36 inches. There was flames coming above that, different areas. It would flare up here and then die down. And then all of a sudden, halfway down the room, it would flare up down there. I went outside right away. I got Cal to get outside. I called 911 because I knew this isn't something that we can handle. Called 911. Went over and shut the gas valve off, or the gas tank. Didn't really know what was going to happen. Fire department gets here. Of course, they're not familiar with anything like this either, right? So they come in, they stretch your hoses out. I'm telling them kind of what I know about it, really concerned about methane buildup. I felt that might be part of the problem, where that fire is coming from. They started over here. When they shot water down onto that, they said that the flames, it was just like pouring water on a grease fire or gas fire, petroleum. They said that the flames went all the way around and went all the way up the ceiling, all the way around the firefighter as they shot in there. So they shut the water off, obviously, and then they basically treated it like a gasoline fire. They came in with really heavy foam and ended up foaming down the pit and was able to distinguish the fire all the way around. The crazy part is for the most part, the fire stayed on that side. We have animals over here, they're not affected at all. Just crazy, I don't know. All I can say is the firefighters coming in and busting their moves and getting this thing put out. They don't know what they're dealing with. This is something that they've never had to deal with before. So I hate being the first one to always try something, but sure thankful that they were able to come and put this fire out. I don't know. We had some damage down there in the corner. You could see a little bit of damage on that one truss down there. That it's just on the end, the gable end there. Not going to have any structural issues whatsoever on the building. Could have lost the whole building. This building is a concrete structure that's plastic. Plastic on the outside, plastic on the inside, filled with concrete. So a pretty tough structure to burn, and I can't be thankful enough for that structure, why it didn't just all go up in flames. But I don't know. I think that's going to be it for now. There'll probably be a lot of questions and things that come up. I don't know. I'll answer whatever it comes across. For now, I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to throw a video up there quick. Thanks for everybody for offering their help and everything. The neighbors showed up in fashion like they always do. I got to thank you all for that. So, catch you later. Adios. Have a great day. You can see here the electrical conduit just started coming apart because it was shrinking. That white tube, that chain is denting right into the white. The conduit just couldn't take the heat. Here's a picture of the lights as it fell. It fell like a rope. That plastic was so warm. Plastic connectors held it to the ceiling as it dropped. It looked like a rope falling into place. Most of that heat was generated into the corner, and they had to pull down that ceiling. We had some embers up in the top there that were hot, pulled the ceiling down to get to it. These are the plastic shutters. Those fans are just drawing so much heat out, just heated those things right up and shrunk them and melted them.